This is about defending democracy. This is no longer Democrats versus Republicans. What do you want your kids to believe in? There must be give and take.
This is White Flag with Joe Walsh.
Again, none of us know, but I'll go ahead and make my prediction because that's what I do. That's what you do. That's what we do at this time of the year. Remember, I said, and I went back and checked, a day before the Iowa caucuses last week, I said that I thought Trump would win big. Speaking of Iowa, Trump would win Iowa big. DeSantis would get out and endorse Trump. Trump would then go on to win New Hampshire. I almost said New Orleans. Trump would win New Hampshire big. Then Nikki Haley would get out and endorse Trump. And then it's over. Trump did win Iowa big. DeSantis over the weekend did get out. I thought he'd get out sooner than he did, but that's the big political story of the weekend. Ron DeSantis did get out and endorse Trump and take a shot at Nikki Haley. New Hampshire is tomorrow. And depending upon what poll you're looking at, Trump's got a decent lead or Nikki Haley is close. But I think Trump wins New Hampshire by bigger than people think he will. And then Nikki Haley, like DeSantis, has pledged to stay in. I don't think she will. I think for her future, she'll get out in fairly short order and endorse Trump. Because if you want to stay a viable Republican, you have to endorse Donald Trump. I don't think that independents and Democrats listening to me right now fully and sufficiently understand that. As a former Republican, I know it all too well. If you want to stay a Republican, I mean you want to stay a Republican, you have to support Donald Trump. And if you publicly oppose Donald Trump, your future as a Republican is over. Think about that, Democrats, for a moment. Think about if you were ever in a position like that. I was. I made a decision. Liz Cheney was. She made a decision. Adam Kinzinger was. He made a decision. I often ask my Democratic friends, what would you do if you had the exact same situation in your party with a guy like Donald Trump as its leader? Would you oppose him publicly if you knew that would end your career as a Democrat? The vast majority of Republicans didn't, right? But look, this thing will be over. Trump will win New Hampshire big. This thing will be over. You've heard me say this before. I'll say it one more time. This thing was always over. This thing was never a race. This nomination was always Trump's. This party is his. My former party is a cult. He's the cult leader. End of story. You know, I constantly get bombarded. I'm sure other Never Trumpers experience the same thing. When I say things like this, people think I want Trump to win the nomination. I want Trump to be president again because that will, keep me going as a Never Trumper. That will give me something to shout about every day. That will put me on CNN and MSNBC every day if Trump's still around, if Trump's still the thing, if Trump's still the thing to get all wound up and pissed off about. That gives Never Trumpers like me oxygen. So we need Trump around. Let me be really, really clear. I don't want Donald Trump to be the Republican Party nominee. I wish Donald Trump wasn't running for president. I wish Donald Trump wasn't in the news every day. I wish Donald Trump wasn't even a thing anymore. I wish Donald Trump wasn't in this country. I wish Donald Trump was on some island in the middle of nowhere and we never heard boo from him again. That's what I wish. When I tell you that I think Donald Trump's going to win New Hampshire big, it's because I think it's what's going to happen. It's not because I want it to happen. If I could snap my fingers right now, I wish Nikki Haley would get the nomination. I don't think she will. No, speaking as a never Trumper, I don't want Trump to be the nominee. I don't want Trump to be president. I truly believe Donald Trump is an existential threat to our democracy. I believe he's a criminal. I believe he's a traitor. I believe he's a bad or horrible human being. I don't want him anywhere near the White House. And I think most never Trumpers feel the same. I'm tired of railing about Donald Trump every day. I'm tired of it. It's what I do. It's what I have to do. To try to use every platform I've got to try to wake everybody up that I can reach and get to. To make sure, because Trump's not gone, to make sure, because Trump is going to be the nominee, to make sure that we do, in fact, defeat him this November. But that's what I expect to happen. Trump's going to win tomorrow in New Hampshire, win pretty big, and then that's it. It's always been it, but that's it. And I don't think Nikki Haley stays around till her primary in South Carolina. She doesn't want to be embarrassed in her home state. Tim Scott came out and endorsed Trump, in South Carolina senator, over the weekend. The governor of South Carolina endorsed Trump in New Hampshire. Nikki Haley is going to get destroyed in her home state. She's going to be embarrassed. She doesn't want that. That's 2-3 weeks. She'll get out before the South Carolina primary. I wouldn't be surprised if she got out next week, at the end of this week. And then we fight. And then the country, as I continue to say, then needs to finally focus on Biden versus Trump, and doing all we can to make sure Biden beats Trump. We need to focus on that now. I'm Joe Walsh. Let's make it a good week, huh? Joe Walsh Whiteflag at gmail.com. Joe Walsh Whiteflag, that's one word, at gmail.com. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow White Flag with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been White Flag with Joe Walsh.